Chapter
NK
1081, The Door. The beach stretched with white sand, the sea breeze carried a mesmerizing fragrance. So fragrant already. Van Han poured prepared seasoning onto the oyster, the heat made the shell crack with a crisp sound. It smells so good. Nan Ruyu opened her small mouth, her taste buds danced with joy. Can we eat yet? Louie Meng tapped her chopsticks, eyes full of desire. Van Han shook her head gently, not yet, it needs more roasting. Eat the mussels first. So Fong poured oil into the iron pot, stirred, and soon the hot fried meat was done. I will not be polite. Louie Meng stretched her chopsticks, hunger unbearable. Louie Thursday laughed, since when were you polite? Cough, I am usually polite. Louie Meng still stuffed the hot meat into her mouth. Careful, no one is stealing it. So Fong reminded. Mum. Louie Meng nodded, face full of satisfaction. Open your mouth. So Fong fed her another piece. Van Han also opened her mouth, praising, perfect in color, aroma, and taste. No need, I just ate a star apple, I am not too hungry. Van Han protested, but So Fong already took her chopsticks. So fragrant already. So Fong flipped the oyster to roast both sides evenly. After a while, he placed it neatly on the sand. What kind of eating style is this? So Fong laughed. Louie Meng pouted, roasted oysters must be eaten hot. So Fong held Louie Thursday's hand and said, eat freely, that is best. Doing this, how will you marry later? Louie Thursday shook her head. Sister, why think so much? Louie Meng sat down, took the cold oyster, and smiled innocently. Being happy now is most important, besides, if I cannot marry, you cannot either. Why? Nan Ruyu asked curiously. Because we want to marry the same man. Louie Meng laughed slyly. Impossible. She then ate 3 oysters at once. Dinner ended after half an hour, the sand was full of shells. So satisfied. Louie Meng burped and lay down. So Fong warned, lying down right after eating is not good. Fine. Louie Meng sat up again. Tomorrow, try to restrain yourself. So Fong pulled her close, patting her shoulder gently. Louie Thursday's face was cold, pushing her away. Sister. Louie Meng whined. Louie Thursday helplessly accepted. Still, her heart felt sweet. Want to do something? Louie Meng played with her sister's hair, glancing at So Fong. Like what? He asked. Play ball? No, it is dark, we would lose it. So Fong. Nan Ruyu touched her hair and called softly. I know. So Fong understood, drew his knife, and gestured for her to sit. Nan Tan Nok asked, what is it? I want So Fong to cut my hair. Nan Ruyu replied innocently. Ah, cut mine too, it is long. Louie Meng perked up, sitting straight. Nan Tan Nok was speechless. All right, if it looks bad, do not blame me. So Fong smiled, holding the knife to her hair. I will not, even shaved bald is fine. Louie Meng declared. Do you want to be a nun? Van Han laughed. Being a nun is good, no need to wash hair daily. Louie Meng answered. Nuns cannot eat meat or drink wine, nor love, marry, or have children. Louie Thursday coldly said, only chant sutras and strike wooden fish. Cough, then I will not be a nun. Louie Meng quickly dismissed, she could never live without meat and wine. Life is too good, lacking fish and meat would not be beautiful. Too hard. Louie Meng pouted, recalling her sophomore year, she had never touched a temple door. The knife must be sharpened first. So Fong rubbed the blade with his thumb, finding it dull. He picked up a stone, sharpening, producing a screeching sound. Screech. Louie Meng shivered, voice trembling, that sound gives me goosebumps. Done. So Fong stopped, washed the knife, and dried it by the fire. Holding Nan Ruyu's hair, he reminded, if it hurts, say so. Okay. Nan Ruyu nodded obediently. Cut this much, is it fine? So Fong measured about 3 centimeters. Nan Ruyu said softly, a bit shorter is fine. Understood. So Fong felt nervous. Cutting hair is not hard, but without scissors, only a dull knife, one mistake could ruin it. Chapter 1082, Useless Van Han. It is nothing. So Fong smiled awkwardly twice, then without hesitation, he lowered the knife. Nan Nu Nok pursed her lips, swaying with the motion of the cut, her scalp tingled, she endured. So Fong held his breath, black strands of hair fell from his hands. He asked softly, does it hurt? No. Nan Nu Nok replied gently. That is good. So Fong sighed, becoming like a Tony hairdresser, his movements smooth. It actually looks fine. Lu Waimong leaned closer, it was not uneven as she thought. So Fong grinned, he was not ordinary, under the system's change his hand could never be clumsy. Half an hour later, under his effort, Nan Nu Nok's hair was short again, just to her shoulders. Good. So Fong brushed the blade clean, speaking gently, not bad. Surprisingly pretty. Nan Ton Nok's eyes shone. Nan Nu Nok grew tense, touched her short hair, really? Yes, very neat and pretty. Lu Wai Thursday said gently, helping brush hair off her shoulders. Van Han nudged him with her shoulder, teased, I did not expect So Fong to have a gift for being Tony. Do you want me to cut yours? So Fong lifted her chin with his finger. No, I will keep my long hair. Van Han's cheeks flushed, she said innocently, long hair looks prettier. So Fong chuckled, whispered, is it not because I like long hair? The girl blushed more, eyes wandering, lips sealed. Cough, late at night and you flirt, cut mine first. Lu Waimong coughed, interrupting. Van Han turned red, lowered her head, muttered, I did not flirt. What nonsense! So Fong tapped her head lightly, softer than Lu Wai Thursday's strength. How short do you want it? So Fong quickly changed the topic. Lu Waimong sat straight, back to him, like Nu Nok, it looks nice. All right. She nodded, full of hope. Snip, snip. After more than half an hour, Lu Waimong's long hair was cut short, neat and fresh. So Fong set down the knife, brushed his hands, good. Lu Waimong stood quickly, brushed her shoulders clean, turned eagerly, how is it? Pretty, not much different from mine. Nan Nu Nok smiled. Prettier than my cut. Lu Wai Thursday raised her brows, surprised. Van Han observed, then said, dignified posture. Then I am relieved, let me wash my head. Lu Waimong sighed, took a towel, happily went to the stream. Be careful. Lu Wai Thursday warned, yet uneasy, soon she took a torch and followed. Nan Ton Nok secretly looked at So Fong and the girl, then said, I will go see too. Van Han leaned on So Fong's shoulder, softly, it is not safe without a cabin here. A little, but luckily we are many. So Fong smiled. 8 days left, are you nervous? Van Han asked. A bit. So Fong replied. Each day makes me more tense. Van Han said. So Fong wrapped her waist, comforted, it is normal, I am here. 100 million yuan can buy so much food. Van Han gazed at the stars. That is your only ambition? So Fong laughed. Van Han rambled, it can also buy you fine clothes, replace torn socks and underwear. So Fong patted her waist, does it not feel unreal? Yes, unreal, pinch me maybe? Van Han smiled. Forget pinching, a kiss will do. So Fong bent and kissed her. Van Han's lashes trembled, her dark eyes first confused, then shy. She smiled, teased, dog food makes me full, envy. Hamin coughed, teased, cough, minors need parents present. Von Lam watched with no expression, heart sour, thinking, I want sweet love too. Teacher Ha is envious? No Tin Noyet laughed. Haha, of course, single men all envy. Ha Min laughed. Comments filled the screen, the word envy flying. Too many single dogs. No Tin Noyet muttered. We washed already. Lu Wai Mong called from afar. At the stream, Lu Wai Thursday looked. Why shout suddenly? Lu Wai Mong grinned. Remind them, if they see something awkward, it is bad. What could they see? Drones are everywhere. Lu Wai Thursday sighed. They had 6 people now, each team had 3 drones before, now 9 drones watched. Reminding is harmless. Lu Wai Mong waved, dried her hair, called, return. When the 4 girls came back, So Fong lay watching stars. The girl was adding wood, turning a small fire into a big blaze. When she noticed, half the reserve wood was gone. Chapter 1083, Falling into the Sea. Ha! Van Han opened her eyes, wiped the drool at the corner of her mouth with the back of her hand, and muttered, Why am I still drooling? Her face flushed. She carefully wiped the wet stain on So Fong's chest, surprised that she could still drool like a child. I keep sleeping. Van Han said softly. I slept enough. So Fong grinned, then turned, stretched his body toward the rising sun. Nantan Nok also woke up, sat up and greeted, Good morning. Lu Wai Mong grabbed her hair, sat up and murmured strangely, 487. Then she asked, So Fong, why are your clothes wet? I do not know either. So Fong smiled, his eyes landing on the girl. Van Han stiffened, forced to smile, I will wash my face. Let's go together. Lu Wai Mong said casually. Mark. So Fong ordered in his mind. The virtual screen appeared then vanished, another day closer to the end of the contest. After more than 1 hour, after breakfast, Lu Wai Mong and the girl carried a basket to dig clams. The Nan sisters and Lu Wai Thursday collected firewood, leaving So Fong to fix the shelter. Dig here, the hole must be bigger. Lu Wai Mong called. She carefully stepped on the reef. Behind her was clear sea, yet no bottom was seen. Sister Mong, be careful. Van Han reminded. It is fine. Lu Wai Mong crouched down, used a knife to dig clams into the basket. Van Han joined, pulled out her knife to help. This one is huge, like my palm, too wasteful to cook now, we should keep it for dinner. Lu Wai Mong said. There are many here too. Van Han dug a clam the size of her palm. Lu Wai Mong warned, Careful, place your foot firmly. Yes, I understand. Van Han answered, then stepped aside, finding more clams and snails. But even with care, accidents happen. Today she wore no waterproof shoes, she stepped on seaweed-covered rock, slipped, and fell into the sea. Splash! Ah, are you okay? Lu Wai Mong screamed, ready to jump down. No need, I am fine. Van Han coughed seawater, struggled, grabbed the reef and breathed. Are you okay? So Fong's voice came, he was already on the shore. Van Han forced to smile, I am fine, not hurt. Come up first. Lu Wai Mong pulled her up onto the reef. You scared me, but you are safe. So Fong said, only relaxed after checking her. Did I lose my clams? Books. Van Han checked the basket. She counted and smiled, good, none lost. But Van Han, where is your knife? Lu Wai Mong asked. The knife was gone. Van Han looked at the sea, voice trembling, did it fall into the sea? What do we do now? Van Han bit her lip, looked at So Fong, ashamed. It is fine, the water is not deep, I can fetch it. So Fong rubbed her head, then took off his clothes. Ah, not good. Lu Wai Mong gasped, but did not look away. Do not go, we still have knives. Van Han held his hand. Do not worry, this knife solved many troubles, it has meaning. So Fong said. Then be careful. Van Han felt sad. Lu Wai Mong added, if you cannot find it, forget it, safety first. I am clumsy. Van Han blamed herself. Lu Waimong held her hand. Not your fault, just accident. I also once lost a knife, it is fine. Under the sea, So Fong slowly dived, opened the three-dimensional map in his mind, scanned the scene. The reef was only 7 or 8 meters deep, vision still clear. Where is it? He pressed to the bottom, frowned searching. Water flowed, the knife would not fall straight, it must drift, he had to search slowly. Hope it is not taken by fish. He muttered. He had dived 2 minutes, after 5 minutes he must surface. On the surface, Van Han and Lu Waimong waited anxiously. Little Han, sit down, do not fall again. Lu Waimong held her. Van Han sighed, I cannot sit still. No. Van Han refused firmly, remembering when Lu Waimong once had cramps, she shivered and refused. Lu Waimong pursed her lips, muttered, fine, we keep waiting. She patted the girl's hand, do not worry, So Fong dived many times, this time he will be safe too. Chapter 1084, Mellow Mellow. He frowned and wondered, where did it fall? Suddenly, a glint of light flashed in the corner of his eye, reflected from something under the water. Found it. So Fong turned back and saw the fallen combat knife, its tip stuck in the ground, leaning against a coral rock. He hurried to pick it up, checked it briefly, and prepared to go ashore. As he lifted his head, he spotted something else. On the reef, Van Han and Lu Waimong anxiously waited. The girl had counted over 400 seconds, but So Fong still had not surfaced. Van Han clasped her hands tightly, fingers pale, and said nervously, why has he not come up yet? Splash in their joyful eyes, So Fong broke the surface, a combat knife clenched in his mouth, blade inward. Great! Van Han breathed a sigh of relief and reached to grab his hand. Be careful. He placed the knife on the reef, pulled her hand, and jumped ashore. Lu Waimong drew back her hand, picked up the knife, and changed the subject. You actually found it. Just luck. So Fong answered softly. Van Han held his hand, face full of worry. You are not hurt, are you? Distracted, she noticed the huge seashell in his arms. What is this? Mellow Mellow. He squatted, rinsing off the slime left by the shell. Lu Waimong stepped closer in surprise, such a big shell, and so beautiful. The shell grew to more than 20 centimeters, its meat rich and loved by locals, and the shell could be used as decoration or a vase. This spiral mollusk was carnivorous, feeding on clams and small creatures in shallow seas. Mellow Mellow? Related to coconut trees? Lu Waimong asked curiously. Ahem, maybe tens of thousands of years ago they were family. He coughed playfully. So no relation at all. She rolled her eyes. She muttered, fine, I will accept that explanation. Is it tasty? Van Han asked gently. I heard it is, but how to cook it will depend on our chef Han. He teased. Then let us have it for dinner, boil it and slice it. She decided quickly. Sounds good, I look forward to it. Lu Waimong pressed her lips, eager for the dish. Be careful when digging clams, do not get close to the edge, it is dangerous. He reminded seriously. All right. Van Han blushed slightly. I will fetch a rope, tie the knife securely so we need not worry. Lu Waimong left on the reef to get the rope. He looked at the girl and said softly, were you frightened? A little. She pouted, heart still racing, then repeated, just a little. He patted her head and reassured, it is fine now, just always be careful. Yes, I know. She smiled, hugging his waist. Good girl. He patted her back. He chuckled softly, call me if you need me. All right. She nodded firmly. Here, use the rope to tie it. Lu Waimong returned and handed the rope to her. The two girls continued digging clams, while he secured the shelter. Time passed, the Nan sisters and Lu Wai Thursday returned with logs, enough for 3 or 4 days. Need help? Nan Ton Nok put down the log. No need, it is fine. He replied warmly. So many clams, cooking them will last for days. Lu Waimong and Van Han left the reef. Ah, did you dig enough clams? Nan Tan Nok asked again. Yes, the bamboo basket is full. She showed him. He took the basket, then let me help process them. Thank you, my hands ache. Lu Waimong sighed, after hours of digging. Go rest. He carried the basket to the stream to clean the clams. Nan Nu Nok followed, and Lu Wai Thursday brought a pot. Is it finished? Van Han pushed the shelter, finding it sturdier than yesterday, strong enough unless a storm came. Good. He clapped his hands and stored the rope. Tia tia, the rascal dashed on the sand, digging crabs and rolling around happily. Looks fully recovered. NK Books. He laughed, remembering how it had lain still earlier. Rascal, come here. She called. Tia tia, it ran back, a crab in its mouth, tail wagging hard. Stay still, let me check. He held its head and examined. It. Chapter 1085, The Research Institute. The crab fell to the ground, its legs flailing helplessly as it flipped over. It is fine, I am healed. So Fong relaxed his hand, his fingers wet with water from the brute. Tia. The brute picked the crab again, clamped it to his neck and ran madly along the shore. Let him run wild, he will return when tired. So Fong sniffed his fingers, frowned and said, I will wash my hands, the smell is too strong. Van Han reminded, remember to use plenty of soap and wash several times. Let us cook star apple with sago soup. Van Han rubbed her belly, she was hungry, recalling some sago was left. She boiled water in the iron pot, then poured sago in, stirring clockwise with a wooden spoon to avoid sticking. Cut about 15 fruits, the pulp is not much. Van Han answered. After sago was cooked, she scooped it into a ceramic jar for more chewiness. One pot was not enough for 6 people, so she cooked 2 more and poured all into the large jar. Then she added star apple, boiled it with cane sugar for sweetness. Clop clop. The fruits rolled in the pot, releasing syrup, softening and giving a milky aroma like jam. After a few more minutes, she poured them into the jar, stirred and finished. Can we eat now? Lu Waimong held a bowl eagerly. Van Han smiled, it is still hot, wait a bit. No problem, I will taste first. Lu Waimong scooped half a bowl and ate. How is it? Van Han was full of expectation. Sweet, very tasty. Lu Waimong raised her thumb, then added, with coconut meat and coconut water, it would be richer. Right, I almost forgot. Van Han's eyes lit up, she fetched a coconut. Let me open it. So Fong split it with a few chops, poured coconut water in and sliced coconut meat inside. Try again. Van Han said gently. Careful not to choke. Van Han warned. Lu Waimong waved, it is too delicious, the coconut with star apple is perfect. What are you eating? Lu Wai Thursday and the Nan sisters returned. Come quickly, fresh coconut sago soup, super tasty. Lu Waimong promoted like a seller. Ah, let me taste. Lu Wai Thursday sat beside her sister, accepted a bowl. The Nan sisters also sat, peeking in, it looks delicious. Van Han smiled, proud inside, as long as everyone likes it. So amazing. So Fong poked her cheek, his fondness clear. Her cheeks blushed, she scolded, eat more, your face is thin. Lu Waimong glanced, she saw no thinness. Cough, it is thin. Van Han lied with a cough. A bit thin. So Fong squeezed her cheek, fully agreeing. This soup is unbearable. Lu Waimong grumbled. Eat more, you also need flesh. Lu Wai Thursday scooped for her. I do not want to get fat, this shape is fine. Lu Waimong cried. Then stop eating. Lu Wai Thursday stared. I cannot stop. Lu Waimong said firmly. Lu Wai Thursday sighed, sweets will make you fat. No worry, after eating I play ball, no time to fatten. Lu Wai Mong patted her belly, full of confidence. Lu Wai Thursday was speechless, then sighed, you win. The girls laughed, joy filled their days, though the elder sister often doubted her sibling. So Fong, what to do this afternoon? Shall we ride the raft? Lu Wai Mong asked. Tomorrow, this afternoon rest, ball or fishing is fine. So Fong replied calmly. Better fishing, under such sunball will cause heat stroke. Lu Wai Mong looked up, the midday sun was harsh. Yes, after eating we rest, later at 4 or 5 we play. So Fong set down his bowl, he had eaten 3. All right. They agreed. I wonder how the wooden house is now. Van Han whispered, missing it. Want to go back and see? So Fong asked softly. Van Han shook her head, no need, I just miss it. Good girl. So Fong tucked her hair behind her ear. Just then, from the house direction, a helicopter descended slowly. Whoosh whoosh. Fallen leaves flew, 2 days uncleaned made the yard look deserted. Screech. Before dark we must leave, please hurry. The staff member scowled, his nap disturbed, resentment heavy. Chapter 1086, The Rainbow Fins. He called Dam Tong Nguyen, now 59 years old, the oldest of the 3 and the one with the greatest say. Tran Dong Tang laughed heartily and said, Old Dam's temper is still the same, straightforward as always, I even wanted to scold him just now. He too was an academician, only less senior than Dam Tong Nguyen, but his voice in the research institute was not small. Why bother with a little kid? Dam Tong Nguyen said casually, then stepped toward the other side of the stream near the vegetable garden. He added, with such character, he cannot achieve great things. Tian Sam and Tran Dong Tang glanced at each other, shrugged, and still laughed heartily. The staff lying on the chair was full of question marks, not knowing what the 3 old men were laughing about. Dam Tong Nguyen entered the garden, sat down, picked up some soil in his palm, kneaded it, then sniffed and muttered, looks not much different from normal soil, only smells a bit foul. Cough cough, old Dam, I recall So Fong's group 55 used dirty water to fertilize the wild vegetables. Tran Dong Tang coughed awkwardly. Dam Tong Nguyen's mouth twitched, but true to the motto of not fearing filth for science, he did not throw the soil away. Here, put on some clean gloves. Tian Sam handed him disposable gloves. Dam Tong Nguyen laughed, you are well prepared. I brought some too. Tran Dong Tang also pulled out disposable gloves. Do you see any problem, old Dam? Tian Sam asked. Not for now, let's just take samples back and study slowly. Dam Tong Nguyen shook his head, took out a plastic bag, and stored the soil. I'll collect inside. Tran Dong Tang walked deeper into the garden. Dam Tong Nguyen reminded, also collect by the stream. Pretend to take some stream water back too. Dam Tong Nguyen ordered. All right. Tian Sam replied, today he was only a helper. Feeling reassured, Dam Tong Nguyen used a small shovel to dig wild vegetables and herbs, carefully sorted and packed them into separate bags, from the water's edge to the fence, all planted interspersed. He stood up and asked, who brought the camera? Film and take pictures to bring back. I have it, it's on the plane, I'll fetch it. Tian Sam quickly replied. Go. Dam Tong Nguyen nodded approvingly. Tian Sam smiled broadly, but inside remained calm and clear-minded. Click click click. Returning with the camera, he carefully filmed the whole garden, took photos and videos until the memory was full. Should we test the air? Tran Dong Tang asked. No need, it's surely not the air problem, only the plants here grow abnormally, very likely related to the soil. Dam Tong Nguyen waved his hand. Sounds reasonable. Tran Dong Tang and Tian Sam nodded in agreement. Good, dig deeper soil, check once more, if nothing is found then we go back, after the competition ends we return. Dam Tong Nguyen still smiled kindly. Strange old man, digging so much soil for what? The staff curled his lips, then closed his eyes, not interested in soil. At 5 in the afternoon, by the seaside, So Fong's group sat on the raft fishing. This time the biggest fish will definitely be caught by me. Lu Wai Mong swore firmly. Before was all by accident, this time absolutely not. She declared again. Lu Wai Thursday laughed and scolded, "You think all fish in the sea are worms in your belly?" "Maybe." Lu Wai Mong giggled. Lu Wai Thursday rolled her eyes, then continued to bait. "Go for it, I believe in you." So Fong sat in the middle of the raft. Today he did not plan to fish, otherwise it would end quickly. "What fish do you plan to catch this time?" Nan Tan Nok covered her mouth laughing. "No rainbow fin tuna from Cali." So Fong laughed, teased by Lu Wai Mong. "Not certain, the great ocean is vast, many seas unexplored, maybe there are rainbow fin tuna from Cali." Lu Wai Mong said earnestly. So Fong was stunned, then laughed, gave a thumbs up, and sincerely said, "Makes sense, I am taught." Truly convincing. Lu Wai Thursday looked at her sister. Lu Wai Mong said sincerely, "So better believe it exists than not." Sounds right, but still feels off. Lu Wai Thursday frowned, uncertain. "All right, quiet, focus on fishing." Lu Wai Mong ended the topic. Lu Wai Thursday's forehead veins bulged. "Ah, the float moved, is there a fish biting?" Van Han called softly, her float soon bobbed. "Surely not a big fish." So Fong judged. "So sure?" Nan Tan Nok was surprised. "If it were big, the float should sink completely, isn't it so?" Van Han tilted her head toward So Fong. "Yes, very clever." So Fong smiled and nodded. The wooden float they used was far inferior to professional sea floats. "So that's it." Nan Tan Nok nodded. "Should we reel it in?" Van Han asked nervously. "Wait a bit, not fully bitten yet." So Fong concluded calmly. "Okay, I'll listen." Van Han expectantly gripped the rod, leaning back slightly to avoid being pulled into the sea, though the chance was small. Chapter 1087, The Sea Monster. Could it be small fish encroaching step by step? Van Han asked worriedly. "It may also be a big fish testing, so do not rush." So Fong comforted gently. "All right." Van Han exhaled and calmed down. "Why do I not have any bites?" Lu Wai Mong was upset. Could it be empty today? Splash splash. The wooden float suddenly sank, not rising for a long time. "Reel it in." So Fong suddenly said. "Okay." Van Han brightened, immediately reeled in, but felt the strong pull below. The line was hard to reel. So Fong asked softly, "Need my help?" "No, I can do it." Van Han gritted teeth, leaning back while pulling slowly. "With this, it should be a big fish." Lu Wai Thursday whispered. "Some small fish can be very strong." So Fong explained, he did not think it was big, otherwise she would have been pulled into the sea. "Come on." Nan Nu Nok encouraged. The girl replied. The reeling speed grew faster, the float slowly appeared again, then slowed. So Fong placed his hand on hers, asked gently, "Tired yet?" Van Han answered, "Still fine, I can endure." "Then you continue, I cannot keep pace." Her face flushed, she had used all her strength. "I will do it." So Fong took the rod, speed suddenly increased, circle after circle non-stop. Lu Wai Mong remarked, "Indeed, So Fong is much faster." "Ahem, that sounds strange." So Fong coughed, a bit embarrassed, but his hands kept moving. In the live room, the audience filled with messages. "Where is the monster? I do not get it." So Fong is not fast, I tested him, that was a magical night, me and him. Wake up, a few drinks and you are drunk. Chicken is still chicken, did it leave the coop? Let me, I will sober her up. What fish will it be? All the girls waited
NK
eagerly,
books.
each guessing inside. Grouper. So Fong frowned. Surfacing was the familiar spotted body of Grouper, ugly outside yet tasty. So it is Grouper, not bad. Van Han cheered, hurried to help pull it up. A good start, this one is not small. So Fong weighed it, about 20 Jin, enough for 6 to eat well. Van Han smiled, poked its head, said happily, "Tonight we eat braised grouper." "Wait, catch another before planning." Lu Wai Thursday patted her sister's face. So Fong laughed, punched the grouper unconscious, preventing it from jumping off. The girls fell quiet, each watching her rod. Time passed, half an hour after catching, nothing more. "Such good bait, why no bites?" Lu Waimong pulled the line, seeing bait hole, annoyed. "Be patient, it just started." Lu Wai Thursday scolded lightly. Lu Waimong rolled eyes, pointed west. "Sister, sun almost sets, how is it beginning? It is ending." "Still fishing?" So Fong nudged the grouper. Luckily it was cooler now, otherwise it would stink. "Fish until night." Lu Waimong replied. "All right, good luck." So Fong calmly continued. Nan Nunok focused on the float, waiting for fish. Hopeful, but the float only swayed with waves. Nan Nunok frowned, rubbed eyes, trying to see, then it sank again. "Strange, did I see wrong?" she muttered. She cried out, pointing at a strange shape afar, "Ah, there is something." "What?" Nan Ton Nok turned, asked, "What thing?" "I do not know, too blurry." Nan Nunok shook head. "Where, let me see." Lu Waimong rose on tiptoe to look. Lu Wai Thursday squinted, "Seems like something, but unclear." Lu Waimong whispered excitedly, "Could it be a sea monster, like Loch Ness?" "If truly a monster, how can you smile?" Lu Wai Thursday was speechless. Lu Wai Thursday asked, "Are you not afraid it swallows you whole?" "Not afraid, so Fong is here." Lu Waimong answered crisply. Lu Wai Thursday fell silent. Everything relies on So Fong. "What are you looking at?" Van Han set down the rod, came over, the 5 girls crowded, tilting the raft. "Spread out, this is unsafe." Nan Ton Nok quickly retreated. Lu Wai Thursday also stepped back, stood by So Fong, the raft balanced. "So Fong, what do you think it is?" Van Han asked gently. Chapter 1088, Under the Lemon Tree. Suddenly a vague shape appeared on the sea, and when they looked closely it was indeed a fin, but it was too far away for So Fong to tell what kind of fish it belonged to. "A fin, could it be a shark?" Van Han asked nervously. "It is possible." So Fong answered seriously, "If it was truly a shark then it would be troublesome." Lu Wai Thursday said softly, "It could also be an orca or a whale." "A shark is even better, tonight we can eat shark fin." Lu Waimong licked her lips with excitement. "I have never eaten shark fin," she muttered. "Well, I do not know either." She shrank her neck, not knowledgeable about this, and asked, "Each year, do people kill many sharks?" She froze, then pouted, "Sister, did you not just say you did not know? But when sharks eat people, are they not cruel?" She mumbled. "You must have watched too many movies about giant white sharks." Lu Wai Thursday rolled her eyes. In reality shark attacks are rare. "Shark fin does not taste good." So Fong said gently. "It is a shark." He suddenly said in a low voice. The fin was heading towards the raft at a fast pace. "Ah!" All of them froze, then shouted, "Shark!" "Yes, a shark." So Fong stepped to the edge, lifted the fishing rod, staring cautiously at the fin. "It is really a shark." Nan Nunok's voice trembled. She quickly stepped back, hiding behind her sister. "It is fine, we are on the raft," Nan Ton Nok reassured. "But rafts are not safe, in movies sharks flip them in minutes," Lu Waimong added. "Perhaps," she whispered. Lu Wai Thursday was speechless. Do not worry, it will be fine. So Fong comforted. Yes, with So Fong here it is fine. Lu Waimong sighed in relief. The fin is gone. Van Han said suddenly. Oh no, could it be under our feet? Nan Nu Nok cried out, standing in the center of the raft, afraid to go near the edge. Sharks are not that smart. Nan Ton Nok reassured, in movies they seem smart, but in the end they all die. If you are afraid, let us go ashore. So Fong said gently. Yes, let us go ashore, the sea is too dangerous. Nan Nu Nok said with a trembling voice, her eyes pleading with So Fong. Van Han whispered, So Fong, go ashore, we have grouper, enough for the night. Then let us go ashore. He smiled and nodded, the most relaxed among them, because he did not fear. Ashore. They all responded, but none dared to row, afraid of being pulled into the sea. The shark is not close, hurry and row now. He said helplessly, pointing to the fin reappearing in the distance. All right. They sighed in relief, put away the rods, picked up the oars and began rowing. The raft slowly approached the shore, soon they reached the sand. Pulling the raft onto the beach, they turned to look, the fin had vanished. The shark is gone? Lu Waimong muttered. So Fong, promise me, do not go into the sea again. Van Han said firmly. Did I not already promise last time? He raised his brows. Ahem, that was out of necessity. He coughed. From now on you must not enter the sea, unless it is a safe zone or there is a net against sharks. Van Han said willfully. All right, I promise. He smiled warmly, feeling her concern. Books. I want you to promise each day. She emphasized. I know. He laughed, remembering how his last promise was only valid for one day. This is acceptable then. She pouted in triumph, turned and carried the grouper to the stream. I will help you. The Nan sisters followed, keeping their vow to share the work. This is early signs of strict wife control. Lu Waimong teased. I am willing. He replied happily, the feeling was not bad. So Fong, I want coconut water. She whined. All right. He said cheerfully, chopping open a coconut. With one strike, he opened it, handed it to her, saying, Bring one to Van Han, she must be thirsty after the day. All right. She smiled, then frowned. What is wrong? Why are you unhappy? He asked. Nothing, pig hoof. She said gloomily, hugging the coconut away. How did I become a pig hoof? He was puzzled. He asked Lu why. Thursday, what is wrong with Mong? Nothing, women have a few strange days each month. She said calmly. Ah, I see. He nodded. She pressed her lips, helpless for her sister. Drink. He handed the coconut. Thank you. She said softly, forgetting her sister for a moment, savoring the sweet water. Chapter 1089, Let the Show Begin. It feels so cool, summer nights are truly more pleasant. Lu Waimong stood facing the sea breeze. Ahem. She cleared her throat and sang, Blow, blow, my pride is unrestrained. Lu Wai Thursday shouted, Stop singing, others sing for money, you sing to take lives. Maybe this song will become famous thanks to me. Lu Waimong looked troubled, her mood for singing gone, she turned to the bonfire. Sister Mong, come sit, dinner is ready. Van Han called with a bright smile. Great, I am starving. Lu Waimong hurried to sit by the fire, rubbing her hands, her eyes shining with expectation as the pot was opened. Seafood head soup, braised grouper, goi mellow mellow, wild mushroom stir-fried with salted meat, so plentiful. Lu Waimong gulped, her gloom swept away. Goi mellow mellow was made by cleaning the snails, boiling with cinnamon leaves, wild ginger, and a little wine. Once boiled, they were cooled, peeled, sliced into finger-sized strips, and served with dipping sauce of chile, ginger, mint, and lemon. Try the mellow mellow. So Fong picked one, dipped it, and ate. The sauce was sour and spicy with mint fragrance, the snail meat crisp, like chewing chicken ribs, with no fishy taste. Not bad, tastier than sea snails. So Fong's dark eyes gleamed with surprise. She remarked, "The natural taste is not fishy, the sauce is even better, sour and spicy, I like it." "I like it too." So Fong laughed loudly. "Tasty but not much," Van Han said innocently. "Ahem, later in the city we can buy more." So Fong looked at the girl, hiding his thought of diving for more. "This fish soup is really sweet." Nan Nu Nok's eyes sparkled, the soup milky white, full of nutrition. Nan Ton Nok gave a thumbs up. Braised grouper is also delicious, the meat tender, melting in the mouth. "It is because the fish is fresh," Van Han answered modestly. "Well, we all know each other, no need to be modest." So Fong rubbed her head and said warmly, "It is really tasty, your skills have improved a lot." "Still room to improve," Van Han pouted. "That is true." So Fong laughed openly. Van Han called, "Everyone, drink the fish soup while it is hot, the sea wind is strong, soon it will be cold, then it will not taste good." "All right," everyone replied. After half an hour, 3 iron pots and 1 clay pot were empty, only fish bones and the big mellow shell remained. "What can this shell be used for?" Lu Wai Mong picked it up. "It can be made into handicrafts, a keepsake." So Fong said softly, "Good idea, keep it, we will take it." Van Han said gently, putting the shell in a bamboo basket. "We are full, now it is time for fun." Lu Wai Mong rubbed her belly, glancing around. "Don't look at me, I have no idea." Lu Wai Thursday shrugged. "Me neither." Nan Nu Nok stuck out her tongue playfully. "No table, playing mahjong is not convenient." Lu Wai Thursday looked around, stones were uneven. Nan Nu Nok whispered, "Bring it to the city, a keepsake too." "Makes sense." Lu Wai Mong sighed, was there no entertainment tonight? On the island they could play, in the city troubles awaited, mother and money. How about playing Who is the Spy? Nan Ton Nok suggested. That game is not good for me. Lu Wai Mong blushed, she always lost. Not so good indeed. Nan Ton Nok laughed awkwardly. I will do a magic trick. So Fong suddenly said. You know magic? Van Han was surprised, after so many years it was new to her. So Fong replied calmly, just a few simple tricks, taught by a classmate. What trick? Make a person vanish or cut in half? Lu Wai Mong asked excitedly, recalling TV shows. Those need special props, we cannot do them here. So Fong smiled wryly, no electric saw on the island. Then swallow swords or jump through fire rings? Lu Wai Mong asked. Swallowing swords also needs props. So Fong sighed, jumping fire rings is circus, not magic. So that is it. Lu Wai Mong laughed awkwardly. Do not interrupt, just watch. Lu Wai Thursday pulled her sleeve. I am curious. Lu Wai Mong said. Just a simple rope trick. So Fong smiled, drawing their attention. The girls sat down, holding hot tea waiting. Let your show begin. Lu Wai Mong urged. Chapter 1090, Innocent Penguins. No, that is not magic, it is just an insult to intelligence. So Fong could not help but laugh. What, was there not someone who could not see it earlier? Lu Wai Mong pursed her lips, embarrassed by being reminded. Haha, I was just joking. So Fong laughed openly. He stood up, found a rope and a branch to make a circle for the wrist, those were the props he needed. Is it really that simple? Van Han asked in surprise. So Fong laughed and said, Of course, open your eyes, I am going to perform. Start now, I cannot wait. Lu Wai Mong folded her arms and stared at him without blinking. So Fong nodded, gave the rope and ring to the girls. First check, they are just ordinary rope and ring. No problem. Nantan Nok checked carefully and then passed them to Lu Waimong. She squinted and examined them for minutes. See anything? Lu Wai Thursday reminded softly. Cough, nothing wrong. Lu Waimong coughed and gave them back. I will begin. So Fong teased her with a glance, then threaded the rope through the ring, twisted around, then pulled through the other side. He stretched both hands, holding the ends, with the ring stuck in the middle. Now with 2 turns, without moving hands, can they be undone? Yes, it looks like no. Van Han nodded. Nan Nunak replied curiously, with 2 turns, and hands fixed, how can it be undone? It cannot be undone. Lu Wai Thursday said firmly. Continue, do you mean to undo the ring without touching? Lu Waimong was suspicious, this was trickery, not sorcery. So Fong smiled, smart, but with hands fixed, I can still separate the ring. Impossible, this is not magic. Lu Waimong objected first. Nantan Nok shook her head, impossible, how can you undo knots without moving hands? Maybe it is possible. Van Han hesitated but wanted to believe him. Of course, So Fong can do anything. Nan Nunak said sincerely, her eyes full of admiration. So Fong nodded, sharp eyes, now watch carefully, do not blink. In the live room, comments flooded with doubts and curiosity. Impossible, tricks are not real magic. So Fong smiled wickedly, so charming. Cough, So Fong is bad, let me take this suffering, if I do not go to hell who will? Sisters, wake up, he is not blind, he likes me. I am still pure, it should help him. Watch closely. So Fong pulled the rope tight. Ah. The girls gasped, eyes widened, frozen in shock, not reacting in time, the ring was freed. See clearly? So Fong smirked, mocking. What is this? Van Han asked in surprise. How did you do that? Lu Waimong cried, impossible. Did I imagine it? Nantan Nok muttered. Observers like No Tin Noyet were stunned, not understanding. Tin Noyet, do you see the trick? Ha Min asked. No Tin Noyet shook her head, no, what about Teacher Ha? Teacher Vong, did you see? She asked. No. Von Lam shook his head, eyes glued to the screen, still not seeing. Listen to So Fong explain. Ha Min was restless, if he did not learn today, he could not sleep, maybe he would find props to try. Lu Waimong picked the ring again, still no flaw. Van Han tried to copy, pulled the rope, but the ring stayed, only swayed, not falling. Let me try. Lu Wai Thursday took the props, but failed the same. So strange, can you tell us? Van Han asked curiously, her mind rejecting her own guesses. You all want to know? So Fong laughed, eyes sweeping over them. The girls nodded eagerly, like innocent penguins waiting to be fed. Do you think I will teach? So Fong revealed his mischief. Ah. The girls whined, upset he tricked them again. This was a tactic they used on him, now he turned it back. So Fong coughed, unmoved. So Fong Lu Waimong rolled her eyes, imitating a spoiled tone. So Fong's lips twitched, he quickly raised his hand, all right, I will teach you. Chapter 1091, Clan of the Brainless. Van Han and the others cheered together, clapping in perfect sync to show their joy. Speak, we are listening. Lu Waimong hurriedly calmed herself, focusing her attention again. So Fong held the rope and the ring, coughed lightly and explained, it is actually simple, the rope never truly tied the ring, it is just a visual illusion. Is that so? Nan Nunak asked doubtfully, but I clearly saw you circle it twice, and even tug at the end. It is only a mistake of vision, look carefully, I will slow the motion. So Fong said gently. It seemed like a knot was tied, but in truth it was only restraint, with enough force the knot could be undone easily. So that is it. Van Han suddenly understood, as if clouds parted to reveal blue sky. I see, so it is not magic. Nan Ton Nak's beautiful eyes shone, she nodded slowly in realization. Lu Wai Thursday praised, this is using optical illusion, and people's habitual thinking. Exactly, very clever. So Fong laughed, being able to understand at one glance was rare. Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her sister, saying coldly, that is because you are foolish. Nan Nu Nok felt a bit embarrassed, I also did not understand. You are still young, not understanding is no fault of yours. Lu Wai Thursday spoke gently, making the girl blush. They were of the same age, yet one understood while the other did not. Lu Wai Mong widened her eyes, pouting, Sister, you treat us differently, are you truly my sister? Perhaps not blood-related. Lu Wai Thursday replied indifferently, teasing words long a habit. Lu Wai Mong immediately grew angry, waving her hands like claws, but her sister responded coolly. Books. Let me try again. Van Han smiled, taking rope and ring to demonstrate. Everyone focused on her hands, watching as she slowly threaded the rope through the ring then drew it back. Right? Van Han asked, looking up. Continue. So Fong smiled, answering evasively. The girl pouted, continuing with rope and ring. Look closely, success or failure is here. Van Han took a deep breath, gripped the rope tightly, then pulled hard. Pop! A small sound rang out, the rope grew taut and vibrated slightly, the ring fell to the ground, rolling several times until it stopped by Nan Nu Nok's feet. Van Han released the rope and said excitedly, it worked. Great comprehension. So Fong praised with a smile. It is thanks to your teaching. Van Han smiled happily, dimples appearing, so cute that one could not resist pinching. And indeed someone acted, so Fong reached out to pinch her tender cheeks, shaking them gently, his face full of affection. I also want to try. Nan Ton Nok focused, took rope and ring, and imitated the trick according to her understanding. Nan Nu Nok's eyes lit up, she said in delight, I think I understand now. Then try it. Lu Wai Thursday handed her the rope. At the key step, she pulled hard, and the ring separated from the rope. Why can all of you do it? Lu Wai Mong pouted. Mong's sister, I will teach you. Nan Nu Nok laughed happily, beginning to teach her hand in hand. Lu Wai Thursday shook her head and sighed, truly a little dull. Just not familiar. So Fong laughed. Yes, unfamiliar with using the brain. Lu Wai Thursday nodded expressionlessly, placing her sister into the clan of the brainless. Ha ha ha, I can do it too, so that is how, too simple. Lu Wai Mong laughed loudly, looking at the ring on the ground with a sense of achievement. Do you dare say too simple? Lu Wai Thursday habitually retorted. Cough cough, ignore that. Lu Wai Mong waved her hand. So Fong, are there other tricks? Van Han's eyes shone, full of interest. There are several more, do you want to learn? So Fong again piqued their curiosity. Yes. The girls nodded together like obedient chicks. He stood up, found a wooden staff 1.5 meters long, and planted it in the sand. So Fong held the staff in his hands, thumbs pressed together in the middle, signaling, use rope to bind my thumbs tightly. All right. Van Han quickly stood up and carefully tied his thumbs. So Fong laughed, check it, is there no escape? Cough cough, So Fong, are you joking? Lu Wai Mong smirked, with your strength, this thin rope cannot hold you? It is only a trick, do you want to use wire to bind me? So Fong said helplessly. That is true. Lu Wai Mong curled her lips, stepping forward to check the knot, pulling firmly until reassured. No problem, as long as brute force is not used, the thumbs cannot separate. Nan Nu Nok concluded after checking. I feel So Fong has a way to escape, like the previous trick. Nan Ton Nok suddenly said. It can be escaped, but do you know the principle? So Fong frowned slightly, leaving them to ponder. I do not know. Nan Nu Nok shook her head honestly. Using skillful force? Van Han guessed. Lu Waimong's face was serious as she declared, magic, it must be magic. There is no magic in this world, do not be superstitious. Lu Wai Thursday rolled her eyes. Chapter 1092, sitting calmly in his arms. Good, move a little slower. Lu Yimeng nodded. If I go slow, it will not work, I need speed. So Fong smiled, shaking his bound hands, yet the wooden stick stayed between them. The girl's eyes followed his movement, but when they realized it, his thumb was free from the rope, then tied again, only the stick was outside. Ah! They were all confused, how did his hands get free in a blink? Lu Yimeng stared at his thumb, clearly still tied, then cried out, this is magic. I think it is magic too. Nan Nhui Nok widened her eyes, her thumb still bound, the stick untouched, yet he freed himself. Do not understand? So Fong asked with a smile. No. The girls shook their heads, the stick was too long, he could not lift then sit again. Could So Fong have time-stop power? Lu Yimeng guessed. No. So Fong laughed bitterly, if he had that power, the system would not allow it. Thinking this, he looked forward to the 5 gift packs even more. Then explain to us. Lu Yimeng asked. Do not want to guess again? So Fong spoke softly. Van Han shook her head, cannot guess. It is simple, just volume change. So Fong raised his hands, showing his thumb. Volume change? Do you know shrinking bone skill? Lu Yimeng guessed again. So Fong laughed, shook his head, no, just simple reason. His thumbs were tied straight, he turned them sideways, the rope loosened, space appeared. He joined his palms, flipped inside, and easily removed the rope. Understand? He asked. Yes, it is math and physics knowledge. Van Han said, enlightened. Smart. So Fong clapped. Nan Ton Nok's eyes shone, so that is it, you untied the rope, left the stick, then returned to tie loosely? So Fong nodded, correct. Not so magical then. Lu Wai Thursday said. Why are you all clear now? Lu Wai Thursday felt embarrassed. One of them was clueless, head full of questions. So Fong raised his brow, still confused? Do not speak, let me test it. Lu Yimeng stopped him, trying herself. As you like. So Fong shrugged. Lu Yimeng breathed, asked her sister to tie her thumb, recalled his words, turned her thumb sideways, and the rope loosened. She looked at him, he smiled, signaled to continue. Then clap, flip palm. Lu Yimeng said excitedly, doing it, soon untied the rope. I see, not so hard. She said, shaking fast, too quick to catch, it looked magical. In the live room, viewers sent comments. So that is it, another trick, can teach my son to tease his sister. So Fong is amazing, he knows rope magic, maybe he can tie other things, like my hands and feet. Did you leave that cage yet? Better wear clothes. What kind of netizens are these, can even say this? Any other tricks? Van Han asked with bright eyes. Yes. So Fong smiled, paused, then said, next time, now go wash, it is late. Ah! The girls cried, eyes resentful. So Fong. Van Han widened her eyes, curious. So Fong. Lu Yimeng followed, voice sweet. So Fong. The others repeated. Fine, I go wash first. Van Han stood, glanced at him, took her things to the stream. So Fong twitched his mouth, adjusted drones, not letting them follow, some things cannot be filmed. I go wash too. Lu Wai Thursday stood, took clothes, followed. The Nan sisters sat a while, then took clothes to bathe, late night the water was cold. After nearly an hour, they returned, sat around the fire, each with a wooden comb, brushing their hair. Ha! One yawned, soon all yawned. Sleepy, I sleep first. Lu Yimeng stretched, her short hair dried fast. Good night. They wished each other. So Fong tied her hair gently, asked, "Does it hurt?" When back, "Make some nice hairstyles," he said softly. Okay. Van Han felt sweet inside. Chapter 1093, Simple Joy. Ah. Su Fong opened his eyes, his arm numb. Turning his head, he saw the girl sleeping on his arm, silver thread hanging from her lips. Ha, so adorable. He smiled, held back, kissed lightly, then lifted her head, placing it on cloth instead of his arm. Mark. Su Fong stood up, giving a command in his mind. The familiar screen appeared, showing day 26 lit, 4 days until 1 year, 6 days until contest end. When he returned, the girls were up, combing messy hair, sleepy faces. If sleepy, sleep more, Su Fong said softly. Too young, why complain of back pain? He laughed, she sounded like an old man. Lu Weimeng muttered, put down the comb, went to wash. A child acting groan. Lu Wai Thursday smiled. Su Fong smiled too. Today he prepared a nourishing breakfast, last chance to heal before city life. Lu Weimeng came back, teasing, Su Fong cooked, I must eat more. You will be full. He smiled. I look forward. She grinned, sat beside him. Help wash mushrooms? Su Fong asked. Lu Weimeng saluted playfully, as you command. He watched her back, lost in thought. Su Fong, what are you looking at? Yun Han returned, waving before him. Nothing. He smiled. Then why distracted? She asked. Thinking of some things. He replied. All right. She nodded, not asking more, everyone had secrets. She smiled, need help? No, you rest today. He said gently. Mushrooms cleaned, anything else? Lu Weimeng returned. No, enough. He said, poured mushrooms into pot, added wood, stoked fire. Clatter. The soup boiled, color deepened, aroma spread. Smells good. The sisters and Lu Wai Thursday returned, sat waiting. Su Fong, go to sea today? Nan Yu asked. Explore another place, bored here. He nodded. What about the stray? Lu Wai Thursday looked at beach, it ran madly. It refuses raft. Yesterday fishing, they wanted it on board, but it hid far. Let it guard house. Su Fong said. Yes, only way. Lu Wai Thursday agreed. So full, always tasty. Lu Weimeng burped, face satisfied, nothing like food bringing joy. I will wash dishes. Nan Yu stood, left with sister. Su Fong, where to this time? Lu Weimeng asked. Like before, farther. He replied. Okay, I get sacks and basket. She left. They rested half an hour, pushed raft, 6 on board, only stray stayed ashore, dazed. Guard well, we return before dark. Nan Yu waved. Tea. It barked. Does it want to go too? Nan Yu guessed softly. I think it means happy here. Su Fong smiled, felt its joy, it wanted no sea. Really, she whispered. At sea now. Lu Weimeng shouted, paddling hard. Lu Wai Thursday glared, not first time, why excited? No matter, always exciting. Lu Weimeng said. Sit down, standing may fall. Su Fong reminded. Okay. She obeyed, sat, kept rowing. What is wrong? Su Fong touched Yun Han's furrowed brow. I fear sharks. She said. Why certain? She asked. He pulled her, pointed down, this is shallow water, only 3 or 4 meters. Understood. She nodded, sharks rare in shallow, more in deep. The raft stayed along shallow zone, except seal area, not further. Who? Sister Meng, let me row. Yun Han offered. No, I am not tired. Lu Wai Meng refused. Chapter 1094, Eunuch bitten by a snake. No, keep moving forward. Sua Fong said gently. Alright, let's go on then. Van Han withdrew her gaze, shifting her focus farther. The raft moved forward, the wind and waves were calm, making the journey smoother. Time passed slowly. After half an hour the raft reached the shore as Sua Fong instructed. This place was also a beach, but filled with large rocks, as if rolled down from above. Sua Fong looked toward the island. Not far stood a big mountain. From the beach up to the mountain a straight path was covered with vegetation, more lush than the surroundings. Was it half a year ago? Lu Wai Mong asked casually. No, it should be 2 or 3 years. Sua Fong shook his head, looking at the vegetation. The biggest trees seemed about 3 years old. Shall we go into the mountain to see? Van Han tilted her head. Let's go. Sua Fong took the girl's hand, carrying the bamboo basket ahead. Lu Wai Mong and the others hurriedly followed, looking curiously around, not the least tense, as if strolling in a scenic spot. Crack! So many herbs, surely no one has been here. Lu Wai Mong exclaimed, finding many medicinal plants, though still young. For now, it seems no one has come. Sua Fong replied, chopping away bushes blocking the path. There are many herbs, but I want fruits more. Lu Wai Mong said playfully. There are, but not bearing fruit yet, telling you is useless. Sua Fong smiled. Oof. Lu Wai Mong pouted, missing the mango tree in the bamboo forest, not knowing if it bore fruit yet. Sua Fong, do you want to go on? Van Han tugged his hand, looking up. It seems nothing good here. So soon? Lu Wai Mong dragged her voice. Sua Fong thought, then decided. Let's return to the beach, explore along the shore. All right. The girls turned back. After half an hour returned to the beach, the raft still in place. There are green crabs here. Lu Wai Mong quickly found, in shallow water among seaweed. Nan Yunak eagerly came. Where? Here, and there too, the heads are big. Lu Wai Mong excitedly held 2 large crabs. Van Han's eyes lit up, rolling up sleeves to help, deciding dinner. Sister Mong, catch more. Tonight we make spicy crab. Be careful, watch your steps. Sua Fong warned. Got it. The girls replied happily, barefoot catching crabs, already thinking of spicy crab for dinner. I'll look ahead, call me if needed. Su Fong said. Alright, don't go too far. Van Han answered. Yes, be careful. Sua Fong nodded, reminding once more. He kept walking, intending to find more things. Another big crab. Nan Yunak was happy. This was the 3rd crab she caught, each palm-sized, hiding in seaweed and rocks. Hee, I caught some with big claws too. She smiled, eyes scanning the rocks. Nan Tan Nok nodded. Keep it up. Yes. Nan Yunak responded, her eyes brightening as she noticed movement in coral rocks, likely a big crab. Let's see where you run. She whispered, reaching into the crack. Suddenly, an accident happened, her joyful face turned pale. Ah! It hurts! Nan Yunak screamed, pulling her hand back, dragging a black and white banded sea snake. What is it? Nan Tan Nok trembled, looking at her sister. Oh no, Yunak was bitten by a snake. Lu Wai Mong shouted in panic. Sua Fong, come back, Yunak was bitten. Her face changed, grabbing the snake's mouth and its tail, smashing it against the rock. Sister, it hurts. Yunak pleaded, clutching her injured hand. Oh no, how could this happen? Lu Wai Thursday was frightened, trembling. Yunak, calm down, tie your wrist to slow the venom. Van Han pressed her wrist, soothing her, fearing excitement would quicken blood flow. Yunak, stay calm, it's alright, Sua Fong will return. Nan Ton Nok pale, lips trembling, forcing herself to be calm. Nan Yu Nok nodded obediently, comforting her sister. Don't cry, I am fine. Sua Fong, hurry. Lu Waimong kept shouting, hands still beating the snake, nearly killing it. Van Han recalled documentary knowledge, gently comforting. Don't cry, breathe deep, relax. Her hands shook, recalling the black and white snake. If remembered right, it was venomous and deadly. Chapter 1095, Danger from Dawn to Dusk. Here. So Fong's voice rang out suddenly. He was panting hard, for in fact from the moment Nan Yu Nok was bitten until his return took less than a minute. Hearing her desperate cry, So Fong raced back at full speed and the drone could not keep up. Nan Ton Nok, as if clutching a lifeline, trembled and pleaded, So Fong, look at Yu Nok, she was bitten by a snake. I know, don't panic, you must stay calm. So Fong frowned and squatted down. So Fong, what should we do? Van Han quickly found support and handed Yu Nok's left hand to him. The wound was on the back of her hand, 2 Fong marks like little teeth, her skin pale and blood oozing. So Fong, will I die? Yu Nok asked, trembling. So Fong assured her, no, you will not, you must relax. Waimong, let me see what kind of snake it is. He tilted his head and asked gravely. Here. Lu Waimong stopped and placed the Dead Sea snake down. He said sternly, give me a rope. Here. Lu Wai Thursday quickly pulled a rope from the bamboo basket and handed it over. So Fong tied it tightly around Yu Nok's arm to restrict the flow of blood. Van Han stared with wide eyes, her body trembling. So Fong. He gave a small shake of his hand to indicate it was fine. Van Han forced herself to remain composed and turned to prepare soapy water, but inside she panicked, only thinking whether So Fong might be poisoned. So Fong, don't do that, you will be poisoned. Yu Nok panicked, she feared death but feared more to involve him. So Fong frowned, glared at her, then bent down and sucked the venom from the wound, spitting it out. So Fong. Nan Ton Nok opened her eyes wide in shock, not expecting him to use his mouth to draw out the venom, her heart shaken. So Fong did not answer, he simply repeated the action of sucking and spitting. In the control room, the 3 judges grew restless. No Tin Noyet suddenly stood, face changed, and shouted, quick, save her, send medics to the island immediately. Don't panic, observe So Fong's actions first. Ha Min reassured. That is a patterned sea snake, delay will be fatal. No Tin Noyet said coldly. Ha Min explained seriously, I know, but if medics intervene, the 2 Nan sisters will be eliminated. Eliminated or not, life is more important. No Tin Noyet shouted, about to call the director. Are we to just watch Yu Nok die? She asked coldly. It should be fine, after all So Fong is here. Ha Min stared at the screen, see, though he is serious he is not panicking, which means he knows how to keep her alive. No Tin Noyet slowly calmed and realized So Fong truly did not panic, her relief growing. He handled it in time, he has drawn out most of the venom. Vong Lam remarked. On the screen, the blood So Fong spat turned back to a normal red. No, I want a live connection. No Tin Noyet said icily. I will ask the director. Ha Min wiped his sweat and waited for a reply. In his ear the director's reluctant voice said, allow live broadcast, viewers are demanding it. Higher-ups also called to coordinate. We can go live. Ha Min nodded. Do it now. No Tin Noyet grabbed the mic, eyes fixed on the screen. On the shore So Fong spat the last mouthful of blood, rinsed his mouth with soapy water, then poured the remaining soapy water over Yu Nok's wound. How is she? Nan Ton Nok asked anxiously. She's fine, just going to be weak for a while. So Fong answered calmly, the venom could not be completely removed but it would not be fatal. Good, I was terrified. Nan Ton Nok sighed and sat down on the sand. So Fong nodded, no worry, at least she won't die, we'll go back and I will make some medicine for you to drink and apply herbs, your body must recover slowly. Hearing this, Nunak calmed down and tears fell as she murmured thanks. So Fong, are you alright? Van Han touched his lip with a trembling hand. Don't talk nonsense. Van Han tried to hold back, eyes reddened and on the verge of tears. Don't cry, I'm really fine. The venom was spat out, not swallowed. So Fong quickly reassured. You scared me to death. Van Han sobbed, tears streaming. No problem, I'm still strong, I could battle you for 300 rounds and still be fine. He joked, trying to change her attention. You didn't hear anything. He laughed. So Fong says he wants to fight you 300 rounds. Lu Waimong chimed in, but smiled faintly, anxiety eased. At that moment the drone overhead buzzed and a familiar announcement sounded. Chapter 1096, Return. Sister Tin Noi yet? Van Han's beautiful eyes lit up, her pale face flushing faintly. From the drone's other end, No Tin Noi yet let out a breath. Good that you heard. I hear you, what is wrong? So Fong answered. How is Nunak? No Tin Noi yet asked urgently. So Fong glanced at Nan Nunak's pale face, saying, nothing serious, she only needs some care. Does she need a hospital? No Tin Noi yet's voice rang with concern. Listen, life matters more, if needed return at once, I will call a doctor. Her state is stable, only weak, hospital or not both fine. So Fong thought, then his gaze turned to the Duong sisters, filled with concern. Nan Tan Nak held her sister's hand, whispering, Nunak. No need, I am fine. Nunak bit her lip and spoke weakly. Please listen, money. We can find another way. Tan Nak sighed to persuade. Nunak shook her head. Sister, I am really fine, So Fong said so, just need treatment. I will not go, at least not now. She held her sister's hand tightly. Only 6 days left, I do not want failure. But like this, I worry. Tan Nak's face was pale, her eyes fearful. Nunak, I can lend you money, still return to hospital. No Tin Noi yet urged again. Sister Tin Noi yet, thank you, but I truly feel fine. Nunak forced a smile, her face firm. Then, it is your choice, but if unbearable, call by satellite phone at once. No Tin Noi yet yielded, she could not decide for others. Do not worry, I am here. So Fong's warm voice brought comfort. Take care of Nunak, wait till you return. No Tin Noi yet said finally. The signal ended. Nunak, how do you feel? Lu Wai Thursday pressed her forehead, checking the temperature, still normal. Just no strength. Nunak whispered. Let us go back, the contest should end. So Fong rose, carrying her in princess style. Nunak's pale small face flushed. So Fong, I can walk. Do not struggle, let him carry you. Van Han soothed. Thank you. Tan Nak bowed solemnly. So Fong leaned aside, coughing lightly. Cough, do not bow, follow fast. Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her sister. Why carry the snake? Of course as prey, it dared bite Nunak, it sought death. Lu Wai Mong said sternly. Lu Wai Thursday twitched, rolled her eyes silently, then carried the basket of crabs to follow. The raft was near, they soon arrived. So Fong gently laid Nunak at the center. The water splashed, they pushed the raft out, with So Fong's help, everyone climbed aboard. Nunak, lie still, soon we return to camp. Van Han reassured, paddling. Sorry, I slowed you. Nunak's eyes reddened, her heart guilty. Do not say so, it was only accident, not your fault. Lu Wai Mong waved carelessly. Relax, stay calm. So Fong said, now your body is weak, you need rest, let the immune system clear the poison. Yes. Nunak was moved again. Tan Nak gripped her hand, her eyes red. Sister, I am fine. Nunak whispered. I know. Tan Nak forced a smile, shielding her hand from seawater. Seeing Nu not bitten, my fondness for Huin Noyet Island dropped by 8 parts. Lu Mong sighed, paddling faster. Van Han said with fear, indeed, it was too dangerous, thanks to So Fong's quick action. Tan Nok asked worried, So Fong, you are sure fine? I am fine. So Fong was still vigorous, his skin rosy, eyes bright, smile charming. Tan Nok shook her head, pushing away odd thoughts, murmuring, what are you thinking? What is it, were you scared? So Fong asked. No, I am fine. Tan Nok avoided his gaze. So Fong raised his brow, smiling, seeing no sickness. The raft sped, they paddled, he steered. Nu Nok, if sleepy, rest a while. Tan Nok brushed her hair, placed a hat to shield her. Yes. Nu Nok replied softly, hand patting her shoulder gently to sleep. Your face looks pale, frightened? So Fong sat beside, taking the paddle. Van Han whispered, a little. So Fong comforted, it is fine now, thanks to your sharp judgment, we avoided worse. Chapter 1097, High Fever. Very good. So Fong gently stroked the girl's head, praising from his heart. The girl blushed, obediently taking the rudder. Time passed quietly. After more than an hour the familiar sandy beach appeared before their eyes. Tea. We are back. Tan Nok sighed in relief, removed her wide brim hat, then looked at her sister's condition. Nan Nu not breathed steadily, sleeping soundly, showing no signs of trouble. Let her sleep more. So Fong laid down the oar, jumped off the raft, and guided it ashore. As the raft touched land, he carried Nan Nu Nok down and placed her in the sleeping bag hidden nearby. So Fong, what about the raft? Lu Mong carried a sea snake on her shoulder, pointing to the raft still soaking in water. Leave it be. So Fong replied casually, he did not plan to go to sea in the coming days, rabbit meat and salted meat were still enough until the contest ended. So Fong skillfully lit a fire, placed a pot of clear water on it. He returned to the shelter, took out the herb bag, and carefully picked what he needed. Can I help with something? Tan Nok looked after her sister, then asked beside him. So Fong handed her the herbs, speaking warmly, wash the herbs clean of dust. All right. She hurried to the stream. So Fong, do you plan 2 pots of medicine? Van Han asked softly. So Fong patiently explained, no, I just prepare some wild vegetable soup, Nu Nok can only eat light food now. Do you need help? Van Han asked gently. So Fong smiled tenderly, no need, rest, I will handle dinner. Then I can be lazy. Van Han stuck out her tongue playfully, her face already normal again. All right then. She nodded and sat down. Lu Mong pondered how to handle the sea snake, but in a blink, the brute snatched it, swallowing like noodles. Aren't you afraid of poison? She scolded with hands on hips. No worry, brutes fear no venom. Lu Thursday answered calmly. Lucky you. Lu Mong stomped away, leaving him chewing the snake. She returned to the shelter, checked sleeping Nan Nu Nok, then stood by So Fong. Mong, watch the fire. He ordered, already putting herbs in the pot, needing half an hour to boil. Got it. She sat before the fire to guard. So Fong looked up at the sky, with about 2 hours until sunset, he fetched more herbs. So Fong, what now? Van Han asked. Nu Nok's wound must be treated. He ground herbs in a clay jar. Van Han offered, this is easy, let me. All right. He gave her the jar and went to check Nu Nok. He touched her forehead, feeling the heat. She is starting to burn. His face grew serious, checking the wound, already infected, skin abnormally hot. Lu Thursday approached, is she all right? She has fever, fetch stream water and a clean towel to cool her. He instructed. Okay. She rushed out. Do not worry, this is normal. So Fong comforted, her body's immunity is at work, it takes time. Truly nothing serious? Nan Tan Nak asked anxiously. Her sister was her only family. Yes, nothing serious. He nodded firmly. Good. She still worried, but could only trust him. Lu Wai Thursday soon returned with water. So Fong soaked cloth, wrung it, and placed it on Nu Nok's forehead. Let me do it. Nan Tan Nak took his place. Change every 10 minutes. He instructed, leaving the shelter. So Fong, is this paste right? Van Han raised the jar. He took some in his palm, rubbed, and praised, perfect. Quick, apply to Nu Nok. She urged. Yes. He applied the medicine to her wound, wrapping cloth to secure it. How long to keep the medicine? Nan Tan Nak asked. At least 2 days. He answered. He set down the jar, then said, Tomorrow I must go to the mountain, some herbs are used up. I will go with you. Nan Tan Nak said instantly. NK Books. He looked at her kindly. No need, I will go with Wai Mong, you stay with Nu Nok. I want to help. She bit her lip, eyes resolute. She is your sister, you must stay to care, you are more patient, right? He calmly advised. All right. Tomorrow we will discuss again. He left to check the soup. Nan Nu Nok's body was weak, only nourishment could improve her state, lessening the infection's harm. Clop clop. Chapter 1098, So Fong fed me. Nan Nu Nok was still unconscious, her lips trembling, muttering something unclear. Let her eat a little first. So Fong signaled. Nan Tan Nok gently pushed her sister. Nu Nok, wake up. No NGO. Nan Nu Nok opened her eyes vaguely, saw her sister, then gradually became clear, her voice hoarse. Sister, I dreamed of father, he would not let me follow. Nan Tan Nok opened her mouth, eyes instantly red. I am not hungry. Nan Nu Nok raised her left hand, finding the wound already bandaged. Still, you must eat some, your body will heal faster. So Fong sat beside, scooped porridge, blew gently, and brought it to her lips. So Fong, let me do it. Nan Tan Nok reached out for the bowl and spoon. So Fong nodded. Careful, it is hot, finish the whole bowl. Can So Fong feed me? Nan Nu Nok whispered. Ha? Nan Tan Nok froze, looking at her sister. Then let me. So Fong laughed, took back the bowl, and fed her spoon by spoon. Nan Tan Nok sighed, feeling her sister no longer needed her. Soon, Nan Nu Nok finished, her face looked better. Do you want more? So Fong asked softly. Nan Nu Nok shook her head. No. How do you feel? Nan Tan Nok held her hand nervously. Nan Nu Nok coughed lightly, voice hoarse. No strength in my body, a bit dizzy. If not, we still. Nan Tan Nok trembled, but her sister stopped her. Sister, I will not give up the match. Nan Nu Nok shook firmly. I know, rest well. Nan Tan Nok sighed. So stubborn. She smiled bitterly, her heart relieved. Nan Nu Nok forced a smile, mood not bad. Soon, So Fong returned with medicine, dark green, unpleasant to see. Drink it hot, then sleep, tomorrow we see again. He said. All right. Nan Nu Nok answered, reaching for the bowl. Seeing her injured hand, So Fong took the spoon. I will feed you. Her eyes lit up, she opened her mouth to cooperate. Clink. She frowned, bitter taste made her almost spit out. Endure, it is good medicine. So Fong said softly. So bitter. Her little face wrinkled, looking pitifully at him. Drink some water, no sweets yet. So Fong refused, gave her water instead. Bitterness still remained. Sleep. He tucked her, then stood and left. Nan Tan Nok also stood, fearing to disturb. Call me if needed, I will not go far. Okay. She buried her head in the sleeping bag. At the fire, Van Han cleaned the pot, asked, "How is she, better after medicine? You made a miracle drug?" So Fong smiled bitterly. "Need time, tomorrow we check again." "Fine." Van Han pouted. He patted her head. "Go wash the pot, I cooked dinner." "Yes." She went to the stream. "So Fong, what for dinner?" Lu Waimong whispered, glancing at the shelter. She swallowed. "Not good, Nu Nok cannot eat. When she recovers, I will cook for her." So Fong said. "Then I wash the crabs." Lu Waimong stood, excited, and ran with the basket. So Fong shook his head, prepared ginger, chile, and spices. Time passed, night fell. Fire lit the shelter, the group sat together, eating spicy crab happily. Nan Ton Nok glanced often inside, a little guilty, but the crab was delicious. "So tasty," Lu Wai Mong praised. "Spicy, so good." Lu Wai Thursday breathed, eyes bright. Van Han whispered. "She will not wake from craving? Her body is weak, likely not." So Fong said gently. Inside, Nan Nu Nok opened her eyes, swallowed secretly. She wanted but had no appetite, turned away. So big, so much meat. Lu Wai Mong held half a crab, juice dripping, meat sweet. Open mouth. So Fong offered meat to her lips. Observers laughed. "Really, I worried for nothing." No Tin Noyet muttered. "Why did I not cook crab then?" Ha Min and Von Lam twitched their mouths, silent. Cling. No Tin Noyet's phone rang. "Who is it?" She wondered, checked, then smiled. "Things are done, tomorrow go with me to the show team." "Something fun?" Ha Min asked curiously. "Not telling you." No Tin Noyet said proudly, eyes back on the screen. Chapter 1099, Your Illusion. Go. Nan Nu Nok trembled slightly, then slowly opened her heavy eyelids. After one night her complexion looked better though still pale. Thirsty. She parted her lips, her voice hoarse like wind-tearing paper. Beside her, Nan Ton Nok startled awake, quickly turned to her sister and asked, "Nu Nok, how do you feel?" "I want to drink water." Nan Nu Nok whispered, her voice even harsher than yesterday. "Wait, I will get water for you." Nan Ton Nok hurriedly got up, stepped out of the shelter and let the sea breeze calm her nerves. She lifted the iron pot, inside books. Still half full of cold water. "Better boil it hot," she muttered, swiftly lit a fire and placed the pot to boil. After more than 10 minutes she returned with warm water, gently helped her sister up. "Here, it is warm." Glug glug. Nan Nu Nok sipped in small gulps, soothing her dry throat. "Are you hungry?" Nan Ton Nok asked softly. Nan Nu Nok lowered her head a bit shyly, "A little." "I will prepare breakfast, do you want to sit outside?" Relief filled Nan Ton Nok, for her sister's appetite meant recovery. "Yes, I want to see the sea." Nan Nu Nok looked out, from her angle she could glimpse half the horizon. "Good, the sun has just risen, watching the sea will be pleasant." Nan Ton Nok set the bowl aside, carefully led her sister out. She settled her near the fire, leaning against dry grass and a big rock, facing the sea. "Call me if you need," Nan Ton Nok reminded, then carried the pot and the rabbit to the stream. So comfortable. Nan Nu Nok smiled, the gentle sunlight lifted her mood. "Nu Nok, why are you outside?" Van Han's sleepy voice came from behind. "Lying too long felt uneasy, so I asked sister to help me out." Nan Nu Nok turned, seeing the girl rubbing her eyes. "All right, do you feel better now?" Van Han asked with concern. "Yes, a bit better." Nan Nu Nok nodded. "Good then, later So Fong will brew medicine, I will wash my face first." Van Han sighed in relief and walked to the stream. After more than 10 minutes, the Lu sisters also awoke, disturbing So Fong from his sleep. Sister, has it grown bigger? Lu Waimong sat cross-legged on the sleeping bag, staring at her chest. Lu Wai Thursday's lips twitched, trying to be patient. No, it is only your illusion. Really not? Lu Waimong frowned, muttered, but I do physical therapy every night, why no effect? Accept it, useless. Lu Wai Thursday splashed cold water, scratched her messy hair, ready to leave. No, you must have missed, look carefully again. Lu Waimong tugged her sister's hand. I am not nearsighted, after many years nothing changed. Lu Wai Thursday's eyelid twitched, gritting the last words. Ah, impossible. Lu Waimong pouted, mumbling endlessly. Nothing at all. Lu Wai Thursday exhaled, glared at her sister and stood up. What? So Fong looked confused, not catching the meaning. Lu Waimong patted her chest, declaring, here it is. So Fong blinked, his eyes finally stopping 15 centimeters below her shoulder, momentarily speechless. Lu Waimong, wash and come help. Lu Wai Thursday dragged her sister by the ear. Ouch, it hurts, spare me. Lu Waimong yelped, still grinned playfully at So Fong before being pulled away. Really? So Fong opened his mouth, at a loss, ending with a wry smile. The familiar simulation screen flashed before him, the number 27 shown. He shifted his thought, and the screen vanished. Only 3 days left. He murmured, then looked at the girls returning. Both greeted, good morning. Morning. So Fong replied softly. Sister Tan Nak has killed the rabbit, breakfast will be rabbit meat with kudzu porridge? Van Han asked while handling the meat. Yes, that will do. So Fong nodded, arrange it. But can Nu Nak eat? Nan Tan Nak asked carefully. She can, but stew it soft, do not add chili or cinnamon. So Fong reminded. He then sat beside Nan Nu Nak, smiling, your spirit looks better than yesterday. Thanks to you, I am grateful. Nan Nu Nak coughed lightly, trying to sound gentle though sweet was impossible. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. So Fong instructed. Ah. Nan Nu Nak obeyed. Yes, good girl. So Fong nodded, touched her forehead and sighed, the fever has lessened more than half, very good. That is wonderful. Nan Nu Nak smiled, her eyes curving. Chapter 1100, The Dry Leaf Fan. In the live hall of Survival 365 Days, Min and Von Lam had prepared for the broadcast. Strange, why has Tin Noyet not come yet though it is late? Min looked at the clock, less than 10 minutes left before streaming. Von Lam tilted his head, what did the director say? He told me not to worry, just prepare as usual. Min spread his hands, flipping his phone to check trending topics. Hope she will not be late. Von Lam closed his eyes to rest. Creak. No Tin Noyet walked in with Tay Vi Din, smiling, good morning, Teacher Von, Teacher Ha. Good morning. Min was surprised then smiled, Vi Din also came. Good morning. Tay Vi Din nodded. Von Lam opened his eyes, looked at her, sat up straight, forced a smile to greet. No Tin Noyet withdrew her gaze from the watch, softly said, hee, bringing Vi Din took some time, luckily still in time. It is about to start, please sit. Min pulled chairs for the 2 stars. All right. No Tin Noyet brushed her long hair, fixed her expression, smiled toward the camera. A second later, with the director's countdown, the broadcast started. Hello, good morning, welcome to Survival 365 Days. The 3 shouted the opening words together. Tay Vi Din at the side forced a polite smile. I am Min. I am Von Lam. I am your beloved No Tin Noyet. Tay Vi Din. Bullet comments quickly filled half the screen. Ah, Goddess Tay is back, I missed you to death. Battery 99, Wi-Fi full, I can watch all day. Goddess Tay, please hit me hard. Please wear clothes properly and stay in the cage. The viewers are still this passionate. No Tin Noyet smiled gently, ignoring the strange comments, focusing on So Fong and others on screen. Time flies, only 5 days left before the contest ends. Ha Min sighed. Tay Din frowned, looked at Vong Lam with coldness. Teacher Vong, do you think So Fong and his group will fail? No Tin Noyet asked with a smile. Vong Lam's body trembled, that smile made him uneasy. He hurried, no, I did not mean that. Cough, a high rating may attract new investors, then launch a second season. Vong Lam explained. So that is what you meant. No Tin Noyet's smile remained but lost the heartbeat-stirring feel. Tay Din kept staring at the screen. Vong Lam glanced at her, then sighed, scolding himself, better keep the mouth shut. Haha, let us look forward to So Fong's performance today. Ha Min laughed, changing the topic. Nu Nok, do you want more? Nan Ton Nok asked. I am full. Nan Nu Nok shook her head, set down the bowl. Only one bowl. Van Han looked at the rabbit kudzu soup, asked, not tasty? Nan Nu Nok waved, no, it is delicious, just my appetite is poor. Good. Van Han breathed in relief. Rest assured, very tasty. So Fong laughed, afraid the girl would lose cooking confidence. Van Han shyly smiled, softly asked, So Fong, are you going into the mountain later? Yes, still missing some herbs, more important ones. So Fong answered. Then be careful, I will not go to bother you. Van Han said innocently. So Fong smiled, patted her head, silly, you never bother me. Then I will not go either, too tired. Van Han's face blushed. Lu Waimong raised her hand, joked, hee, I will go. So Fong's eyes flickered, helplessly shook his head, continued breakfast. More than half an hour later, after eating, So Fong and Lu Waimong carried bamboo baskets to the mountain. Be careful. Van Han reminded again. Got it, I will return before dark. So Fong waved without looking back, stepping into the forest. Van Han sighed, turned to Nan Nu Nok, the weather is hot, let us sit under the tree shade. Okay. Nan Nu Nok nodded, let her sister support her back to the shelter near the big tree, shading sunlight. Nan Ton Nok picked a big dry leaf, gently asked, hot? It is fine. What will sister do? Nan Nu Nok asked curiously. Did Father teach you this? She suddenly asked. Nan Ton Nok's hand paused, Father's figure flashed in her mind, she nodded. The dry leaf fan was simple, rope tied large leaves together, spread them out, tied the veins firmly, then done. Her father had taught her during a summer patrol, he used dry leaves and vines to make a fan to cool her. Having sister is so good. Nan Nu Nok suddenly hugged her neck. Nan Ton Nok smiled, patted her sister's shoulder, having you is also good. Nu Nok, drink medicine. Van Han brought the bowl. It was the leftover decoction from last night, the weaker, still better than nothing. Okay. Nan Nu Nok took it, wrinkled her nose, slowly drank.